So now that we've done addition with integers, we can turn it around and do subtraction with integers. And we're going to approach it the same way. We're going to approach it with visualizing it, a number line. So here's my number line. First problem we're going to look at is 5 minus 8. And if we go back to the whole idea of money, thinking about what's going to happen here will be helpful. You got $5 and then you take $8 away, right? You're giving $8, you're paying $8 for something. What's happening? You're going in debt, okay? So we have two integers, 5 and 8. And now our action, our operation is subtraction. So I will start with my 0. I will put a 5 up here because that's my starting point, right? We always start with the first number. And try to envision, are we going to go past 0, right? Are we going to cross the 0? Because that's always going to it's going to change how we think about the problem. And so if I'm starting at 5 and subtracting 8, I'm going from here, 5 gets me back to 0. I need to go 8, right? I need to go further than past 0. So this is taking away 5. To get to 8, I'd have to take away 3 more. This gets me 8, right? We're subtracting, we're going to the left. 5 and 3 gets us back to 0, and then we end up at negative 3. So in visualizing it in like segmented jumps, right? How can we deconstruct our number 8 into pieces that will be helpful to us to get to these like benchmark numbers, right? 0 is a benchmark number. It helps us. So now let's look at 4 minus negative 3. That looks weird. What do I need? Parentheses. Parentheses around the negative 3. This is my number, right? Well, I've got an integer 4 and an integer negative 3. This is the action, right? This is the operation right there. That's the thing that we're doing. So again, pause the video after any of these to try to figure out the answer first, and then come back and watch what I do. So again, I'll start with my 0. I will put 4 on here. 4 is going to be about right there. So here's where we have to pause and think for a second. Normally when we subtract, we go to the left. We're taking away 8. But here we have to think about that whole idea of negatives and their meaning of opposites. Negative is an opposite. So negative 3 is the opposite of 3. If I were going to subtract 3, I would move to the left. But I'm subtracting the opposite of 3, which means I'm going to go in the opposite direction. This notation here, subtracting a negative, means we're going to go to the right. It means we're going to add. This can be thought of as 4 plus 3. 4 minus negative 3 and 4 plus 3 mean the same thing. So if we start at 4 and we add 3, I think we can do that. 4 plus 3 gets us to 7. So 4 minus negative 3 equals 7. Relating it to money, you're starting with $4. You're taking away, you're removing $3 of debt. So it actually increases the value of your money. It increases how much money you have. Those are tough. Here's another one. Negative 1 minus 2. Again, pause the video. Try it yourself. We have two integers, negative 1 and positive 2, and the action is subtract. So it's a minus. So go to my number line, start with 0. I'm starting at negative 1, so there's my starting point. And I am subtracting 2. I'm not subtracting negative, I'm just subtracting regular old 2, so I'm going to the left. So I'm going to start here and go 2 spots back this way. So I start at negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. This is where I'm going to end up. So negative 1 minus 2 is equal to negative 3. Another one. How about negative 6 minus negative 5. Okay, these have a negative number that we start with. There's my integer. A negative number that we're going to do something with, so another integer. And the action is subtraction. So it's a negative integer minus another negative integer. So we pause, we just think about this for a while. I got my 0. Here's my starting points, negative 6. So I'll put that on the number line. But then this is kind of like what we saw 2 problems ago. We're subtracting a negative. So we're subtracting the opposite of 5. So we're not going to go to the left. We're actually going to go to the right. We're going to be adding here. This is the same thing as negative 6 plus 5. So if I'm at negative 6 and I go 5 to the right, I don't get to 0. All my work is over here in negative land. So we're going 5 in this direction. So we go from negative 6 to negative 5, 4, 3, 2, negative 1. So negative 6 minus negative 5 is negative 1. Please keep trying to visualize these. Please keep trying to visualize and seeing how we move along that number line when we go 5 in the positive direction. And one more. Last one. Let's look at negative 4 minus negative 7. Again, there's that parenthesis around the integer to group the negative with the number. There is the minus sign, and here's a negative with the 4. I don't have to put parentheses around that because it's in front. Negative 4 is an integer, negative 7 is an integer, and minus is my operation. So I go to my number line, start with 0. Here's my negative 4. There's my starting point. So again, we are subtracting a negative, which means we're going to go to the right. We're going to add 7. So negative 4 plus 7. So if we're going 7 in the direction to the right, I'm going 7 this way, and 7 is bigger than this gap. It's bigger than the gap of getting me to 0. So I'm going to start by just going plus 4, but I need to go all the way plus 7. So what do I need to do additionally? I need to do another 3. So it's good to break down that 7 into 4 and 3. What do I need to do to get to 0? And then how far do I need to go past that? Negative 4 minus negative 7 is 3. And if we want to relate that to money, think about you are $4 in debt, and then you take away $7 of debt. I took away all my debt, plus $3 more, so now I'm in the positive land. So again, subtraction with integers, use the number line. When you have minus a negative, you actually go to the right. You're going to be adding that number.